Hey, you're watching Muscle in the Morning. It's Chris Angel. Keep it right here on rxmuscle.com. Are you ready?
Welcome to another episode of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, the most hardcore bodybuilding supplements on the market. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, and I'm here to bring you all the latest news in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. It's Tuesday, July 29th, 2014, and on today's show, Bailey's secret motivation. When the technician talks, Stinson listens. Shortest big girl wins USA. Swander's successful comeback. And Yamashita's rise from the ashes. All that and much, much more only on Muscle in the Morning. Just when you thought women's physique Olympia champ Dana Lynn Bailey was a self-motivated trainer, the reality of that world comes crumbling down. In a recent Instagram training video, Bailey gushes about how great it is to have Mr. T lookalike C.T. Fletcher in the gym pumping her up and getting her blood boiling enough to maximize her cannonball delt training. In fact, Fletcher's motivational techniques of maniacal screaming are so authentic that the two cameramen in the video look truly terrified.
Get your ass to work! 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 You got more in you, Dana. Work more! Work more! Work! 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 Work!
When NPC USA heavyweight champ Frankinson was told by trainer Chris Aceto that he was going to have to suck down into the heavyweight class in order to look his best, the former super heavyweight thought he was going to have a nervous breakdown. According to Stinson, quote, "I thought Aceto was crazy, that I'd lose all my size. But the new IFBB Pro decided to trust the man they call the technician, and the rest is history. Stinson beat a surging Sean Lindo in the men's heavyweight class and then narrowly lost the overall title to super heavyweight Nick Trigili. The take-home message is simple. Only a dumb bodybuilder advises himself." When NPC USA Women's Bodybuilding Overall Champion Alicia Young placed near the end of the pack at the 2011 USA, she was discouraged and frustrated and wanted to get back on stage. But the young bodybuilder also yearned for a family. So rather than heading back to the bodybuilding grind, she decided to get pregnant and have a child. Following the birth, Alicia set a goal to get back on stage, better than she's ever been. And 18 months later, Young is now an IFBB Pro bodybuilder. According to the 29-year-old, quote, "I had to do 2.5 hours of cardio a day, eat low carbs, and suffer to come down from over 200 pounds. According to women's historian Steve Wennerstrom, at 5'3", Young is the shortest woman to ever won the NPC USA Championships, and she's the only woman from the state of Utah. Talk about comebacks. Women's physique competitor Trish Swander, who finished 4th in the very competitive Women's Physique Class D, returned to the stage after a 13-year hiatus. The former Texas bodybuilder and powerlifter won the NPC Texas State Bodybuilding Overall in 1998 and then followed that up with an overall win at the 2001 NP Southwest USA. Also back in 98, Swander squatted 235 for 64 reps and curled 90 pounds for 41 reps at the annual Women's Strength Extravaganza. According to Swander, quote, "When women's physique was created, it got my competitive juices flowing again, and I decided to give it a shot." In 2014, Swander won the NPC at Della Garcia Women's Physique Overall and then decided to throw her hat into the USA arena. Her 4th place this past weekend in Las Vegas fulfilled her goal of a top 5 finish at one of the toughest pro qualifiers in the country. Look for Swander at the upcoming IFBB North America, where she hopes to finally earn that IFBB Pro card that's eluded her for so long. Angela Yamashita experienced something in reality that pretty much every competitor encounters only in their darkest anxiety-laden nightmares: missing their class at the biggest show of their life. That's right, the petite Hawaiian showed up late for the finals of last year's NPC USA Championships and was disqualified, rather than receiving the top 5 she was surely guaranteed after prejudging. Not one to dwell on the negative, Yamashita got right back to work and started preparing for the 2014 NPC USA. Only this time she made sure that everything went exactly as planned. In fact, things went so well that the self-described farm girl from the Big Island not only won the figure Class A, she also walked away with the overall title and an IFBB Pro card. When asked what the experience meant to her, Yamashita was very introspective. Quote, "I feel like a phoenix. After last year's DQ, I have risen from the ashes." And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs, the most hardcore bodybuilding supplements on the market. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. And for full quotes and Muscle in the Morning bonus features, join Muscle in the Morning's official Facebook page. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook.